And then I came to Texas, Dallas, and I realized, yeah, Philly's horrible. And you can make a lot of money doing that. But what kind of morals do you have behind you? What kind of person do you feel like when you wake up in the morning?
You're originally from Philadelphia. That's
a
crazy city there, isn't it?
Indeed.
The fans suck, is what I hear.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Except if you think you're in Philly, you probably think the greatest fans in the world.
I thought it. Well, I'm not a sports guy, but I thought it was the greatest city in the country. You're close to the shore. You're close to Manhattan.
All the history too. I'm a history buff, so
okay.
I mean, for me, it'd be all about the history.
And then I came to Texas, Dallas, and I realized, yeah, Philly's horrible. I don't ever want to go back.
Yeah, and Dallas isn't amazing either, but compared to Philly, I imagine it's pretty awesome.
I think it's one of the best cities, if not the best city in the country.
Yeah. I mean, what I mean by that is, I was talking to a friend in Orange County today, and yeah, California sucks for many reasons, but you have the beach and you have mountains,
80 degrees, clear sky,
75 and sunny every day.
Right.
Our summers are unbearable, and it's not pretty, but it's a pretty cool city.
Yeah.
A lot to do here.
Yeah, indeed. I couldn't be happier with it. And the people, just like you, meeting entrepreneurs, people who have, gone through the grind, either been in corporate, starting something out, being forced to start something, up against the wall, all the above. The support system here is great. What we're doing right now, I was very hard to find on the East Coast.
Wow.
But there's so many people that are like, let's talk. Let's talk about these struggles. Everyone likes to talk about the wins.
Yeah, but is it very dog eat dog? Is it very hyper competitive, or are people just meaner in the East Coast? What is
in East Coast? Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Oh, yeah. By now you'd be sued 100 times, stabbed in the back. All your ideas would be taken, and there'd be a AMT media someone would take all the URLs and it's out to screw you and to burn you. Wow. And you can make a lot of money doing that. But what kind of morals do you have behind you? What kind of person do you feel like when you wake up in the morning? When I have a good community of hardworking group, a lot of guys, right? But just people in general, women too, right? I can, if I'm going through a hard week or something's difficult, or this is business, right?
Yeah.
And even when I don't have kids yet, but when I start to have kids, even to reach out to you and be like, hey man, how have you dealt with something like this?
Yeah.
That was not on the East Coast.
Wow.
Here it is. So everyone wants to help each other.
Mm-hmm.
And I've never seen that more anywhere than here. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
There's a funny story of there's a friend when the Super Bowl was happening in Houston, and he was at a bar from Houston. And it was one of the Tom Brady Super Bowls. I'm pretty sure it happened in Houston. But there was a Patriots fan who was taking a piss next to him. And he was like, hey, how's it going? And they got in a fight. The reason they got in the fight was because the Boston guy thought that he was trying to start a fight. And it's I'm in Texas. You just had everybody. And the guy profusely apologized. He was a little drunk, but he they became BFFs afterwards for the rest of the game because he was like, I thought you were trying to fight me. I didn't realize that you were just being nice. I thought you were trying to kill me. Yeah. In Boston, you talk to anybody you're gonna get in a fight.
Oh yeah, yeah. Everyone's in their own zone, their own business. Especially in Manhattan, for example. If you talk to someone, it's like an insult. What do you want? Here, it's if you don't say, hey, how's your day going?
It's rude. If you don't talk.
It's rude. Yeah,
if it's
absolutely.
rude, you don't say hi. How's your day going? Yeah. People think we're too nice sometimes. That's okay. I'd rather have complaints that we're too nice than that we're mean. So.
It's a good thing. Yeah. It's a good thing.
Yeah. And it's funny because that's something that I've definitely brought in with my work and my clients is I'd rather have my clients and customers complain that I over communicate with them than not communicate enough.
Sure.
So I know in the marketing industry and in the creative world, where people are tend to get very creative and superfluous and we're free thinkers. We believe more, we're cooler than everybody else. That people forget that it's a business, right? And expectations need to be set, and they need to be managed, and we get a rap, at least in my industry, that we under communicate, we overpromise and underdeliver, mm-hmm. and we don't do what we say we're going to do.
Yeah.
And so I figure, okay, well, if I just build a business on setting expectations and just meeting them, not even exceeding them, just meeting the expectations,
you've already beat out most competition.
And over communicating, I'm better than 99.9% of the people out there. Not even the quality of the work that I do.
Yeah. And that's arguably what most people want. They don't want something cookie cutter. They don't want, okay, I've talked to the one guy here and now I'm set up with someone else. Who knows who that other person is? They don't understand my brand. I talked to that first person. I haven't heard from them. What's going on? Mm-hmm. Just what you just mentioned right there alone is you could have the exact same business model and then that's added and then boom, you've blown away so many other people.
Yeah.
It's a key, feature benefit of why people should come to you, your uniqueness, if you will.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I sat through a discovery call, with an onboard call with a client 4 months ago. I asked him, what's like the biggest thing we're going to track for success, for making videos and posting them and all that stuff. Like what number, what's the KPI? And he was like, Alex, if you just deliver the 10 videos you promised every month, we'll be happy. I was like, okay.
Just so do what you said you're going to do.
Yeah. It's so easy. Like,
yeah.
He's like, we don't even care if they look great or not. As long as you turn them in, we post them on time, we're happy.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, that's the lowest bar I've ever had set.
It's fantastic. I can absolutely meet that.
Yep, exactly. Because I think we get a bad rap for over-promising and under-delivering. I know I did a lot of that in my first few years because I was getting started, I was new, and I definitely, had to figure out a way to set myself apart. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to promise a lot and do it for cheap. And then you realize like, oh yeah, there's expenses that are accrued from this project and I need to pay people to help me and I have to pay them out of pocket because I didn't charge the client enough. And so now I'm depressed and mad because I'm not making money on this project. It unwinds a whole plethora of issues that, if you just stick to your guns and charge what you charge and promise what you're going to do, that's it. That's all you need to do.
It's easy. You brought up a good point too. It's so easy when starting a business. Geez, not even starting. It could be 2-3 years in, right? And you're growing. And so who's your ideal client? You've got that dialed in. That's fantastic. But if someone else comes up to you and says, hey, I'll pay you for this random amount of price in a totally different vertical, let's negotiate something, and it's taking time away from you. It's so easy to say, who's your client? Anybody who wants to pay me, right? You want to give me money? I'll take it. How much money? Whatever. Just give it to me. I'll take it, right? It's so easy. Even I get caught up in that many times, But defining who that is and just staying firm on it, I think people value that more, saying like, wow, they're not budging. Like they want a deal, but then when they don't get a deal, they almost respect you even more, being like,
wow, yeah.
Like, okay, his stuff really is worth it. And if you're just like, I'm sorry, the price, it is what it is. This is what I charge. This is my demand where it's at right now.
Yeah.
And the key important question is, I said the word right there. How important is this to you? If it's important, this is the price. If it's not important, there are people on Fiverr that'll do it for $20.
It's
That's
wild you say that too, because the last year it's been a good busy year, and I've said no more this year than I have in other years.
Oh, amazing.
And that's a great feeling. Like I can think of multiple invoices, proposals that I sent out this year that didn't get fulfilled because they were like, we don't want to budge, or we don't want to because it's too expensive, or it doesn't really fit what we need, or it ends up that we don't really need it and it's probably because of the price. It's a few of these one-off projects that years ago I would have been like, okay, I'll just give it to you for free and put my logo at the end of the video.
Right.
And now it's like, okay, no big deal. Like where to find me when you need me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but I didn't do that for the first 5-6 years. The first 5-6 years I was like, I need to find a way. I need to find a way.
Carving that tunnel is arguably the hardest.
It's very hard. Very, very hard.
And most people who aren't entrepreneurs and they're in their W-2 job, or even like our parents or people in different generations, are like, just start it out. What do you mean? It can't be done. You just follow what they said on Shark Tank that one episode or something, right? It is. It's brutal. It beats down your mind, your body for a while. And the only people that truly understand that are people who have sacrificed their time, their energy, all the above and then have seen that low and have stuck through it. Be like, I'm going to get out of it and on that ramp back up.
Yep.
But so many people, they come in and they say they're very optimistic on the opportunity side. Oh, this is easy. I'm going to come in. It's great. It starts going time. No money's coming in, value, and it's usually right around here where they give up. And what do? They do that cycle over and over and over and over and over for their whole life.
Yeah.
But the people that come through, go through that second dip, go through it, fear, regret, risk, all the above, stick through the grind, it eventually comes back up.
Yeah.
It eventually comes back up. It usually always does. If you're following proper paths, have a good mentor, I think is key. Learning.
I think not wasting time too, and understanding the activities that actually generate revenue, that are actually worth it, investing in relationships, those kinds of things, and knowing, okay, like, are my activities actually building this business? Or are they, not building anything?
Yep.
I think we spend so much time on stupid things. I spent a lot of time. I don't know what you did to kind of, give yourself a nice rhythm or a nice schedule to to your week. Because we are technically like our own bosses. We own, and we're business owners.
Yep.
We're not like little entrepreneurs playing little games. Like you have a team. I have a team that depend on us, and you have to be accountable to them. And I think scheduling your time well and organizing that. So what have you done to help you?
Yeah, I was stuck in that cycle too. I mean, you said it right there. There's the acronym RGA, Revenue Generating Activities.
Yeah, what drama majors know what that is? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
right?
Theater majors like me. So.
It's easy to get caught in the vicious path of, let's just say for any business, right? Whether you're an engineer, whether you're a finance person, whether you're an accounting person, whether you're a marketer, a video editor, it could go all down that line. And so many business owners get stuck in doing more of that task in their business than anything. Like that is, marketers, like I get stuck in it too. They're in a vicious cycle of I need to update this on my website or change this.
Yeah, for me it's editing videos. Like, I got to edit this video, that video, and then it's like, well, I can't edit 100 videos this month because then I'm a full-time editor.
Exactly,
If I'm
right?
not getting the business, then nobody has a job, right?
And that goes to the phrase, do you want to be working, what did I hear the other day? It's better to be working above the weeds than in the weeds. Mm-hmm. It's easy to fall in that trap. Especially during, I had a phase where I started off, I was in the weeds, got out of the weeds. Yeah. Great. Then I had growth, like good growth. And then I was back in the weeds again. So it's mapping out what that looks like of our time, right? How can I have more executed done properly with good quality with less of my time?
With less of my time, yeah.
Yeah. And still keep scaling. So, I mean, it's
hard. It's hard.
It's a mindset shift. It's a huge mindset shift. But, I can't coin anything specific that I've done on my own. Like I've learned from, I could go on and on people I've learned and read about. And, education is so powerful with all this right here of listing different methods, terminologies, thought processes of scheduling your time throughout the day, managing it and saying, I kept a tracker. I was like a click on it.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, okay, what have I been working on? At the end of each week, I was working more on my lowest paying client on tasks that I have someone on my team to do than anything. And then once you see that, it's like, okay, that is not a revenue generating activity. I need to refocus that time, get that time back, and work on things that are generating activities. Clients ready to pay. There's a contract that's ready to go out.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it could be network. It could be a networking event. It could be DMing 50 people for me. Like those. That's worth way more of my time. 1 hour doing that than sitting and editing all day or editing for an hour. Because then boom. Okay, cool. I booked 3 calls this hour. Great. Yeah. Awesome. Even that you can delegate to somebody. But yeah, I think that was a huge, and it's even more frustrating because like there's people on my team that are sitting around doing nothing. So I'm just like,
which is the fear, right? Yeah, well, I want to bring someone on, but I don't want to. I want to bring them on when I'm so busy and overwhelmed that it makes sense. Yeah. Not like it's that shift.
I've learned the past year for sure to bring, like you got to be 1-2 steps ahead of all those things. It's like a month for me, like April, where in January, for example, we were editing maybe 45, 50 pieces of content in January. In April, we're editing 380. That's a huge jump. That's a 7x jump of content, 7x jump of clients, 7x jump of relationships that I have to deal with now. 7x jump on a lot of factors. Not necessarily in revenue yet because I kind of messed up on how I charge people and everything, but that'll figure itself out. But my point is, I can't just be like, okay, it's April. I got to start hiring 3 editors now. It's April 1st. Like I thankfully foresaw in March, okay, this is going to happen in April. Get my team ready so that we're ready to go. Yeah. Sign it properly, go. And like, other than a few late nights here and there, it hasn't been as dramatic as I thought it was going to be, which is awesome. Because then I also brought in somebody else, one of my interns, to say, hey, you're going to review all the edits before I review them. Because those first initial edits take a lot of time.
And then it comes down to what we were talking about before. If you were doing it before, and you say, how long would it take to go through all these edits? You'd be like, okay, 6 hours. Okay. I mean, the first question is, how much are you worth an hour? Just 1 hour of your time. You give me a price. Right. And you say, okay, well, if you do all these edits, how long of time would that take? 6 hours. Okay, so if you give me that price, and you do that for this long, that's this total cost.
Times
is that
10
worth
hour
it?
A week.
Is that worth it? Or would you rather pay a fifth of that to someone who could do the same degree?
In my case, probably like a tenth of that. A tenth. Like it's so obvious.
It's like, okay, I need to shift this and relieve this time. It makes sense.
Yep. Yeah, and so just knowing, when to pull the trigger on those things, how early to prepare for those things, that's been a huge, huge help for me. It's been a journey to get here for sure. I bet it has for you too, because you started corporate, right?
I was in corporate up until last year.
Wow.
Yeah. And I've had side businesses all rolling through. I could go on and on, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And burn your battery through talking about them. But yeah, I've been in 2 other side agencies for quite a while, and that turned into growing the Me brand, and then putting in time to, at my point, taking everything I learned and hyperscale that as fast as possible. Because in my mind, I was like, you know what? If I'm going to do 100% of me growing it in my face and brand, I want 100% of the profits that come in.
Yeah, for sure.
Partners are great. Don't say anything. I'm not going to say anything bad about them, but getting a right partner is crucial if needed. So yeah, that pivot from corporate to doing what I do now was, I mean, there's a lot to learn in it. It's a total mindset shift, and taking your life and how you work in a business and separating that from your personal life, 2 different things, the emotions behind it. Geez, I can go on and on and on.
Yeah.
But it was, it went from a comfort in corporate to I've never felt this uncomfortable, and trying to navigate that. Think of it. There's the 1st and 15th. I knew every time what was coming in. 3 months from now, I knew what, on the 1st and 15th I got. It didn't matter. It was great. It was easy. Yeah. Then that turned into, I have no idea. I had months where I made $200.
Oh, I know all about those. Yeah.
It's like, do I have enough saved for, this whole rainy day mindset, right?
Yeah.
And I've never had a problem with making more money until the economy and different opportunities and outreach methods changed, and like there's no promise until you map out what that entire strategy looks like, so that way every month can be promising.
Yep.
Which took time.
Yep.
It took time. Once it's all written down and you're able to fill out a framework and get it going, and I'm by no means perfect, far from it, right? Sure. I have an insane amount to learn and milestones to achieve and alleys to go down where I'm going to fail. But I'm glad I was able to hit those points and I guess really understand what worked and what didn't work, and just push me harder and harder to be a better man, a better business owner, a better communicator, a better educator, a better everything.
What were those side gigs that you had when you were in corporate and doing marketing for corporate? Like, where did you get the entrepreneurial spirit from, having been in corporate for 12 years, 15 years? You were in there for a while.
Yeah. Oh, great question. I think it was always the tease of Lamborghinis and Ferraris and Life of Miami and like stuff like that, and yachts and yada yada, and thinking like, if they can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
The first step in doing all of this, right? You can have all the tools in the world, but your mind is usually the number one thing that prevents people from scaling.
Yeah.
I can't do it. They have doubt in themselves. They haven't taken that first step, etc. And geez, from a young age, there's always side gigs, whether it's, I don't know, moving logs in people's lawn or mowing lawns left and right. And then that turned into, oh, geez, I was DJ for 10 years. Did weddings.
That's right. Yeah, you did. I flipped candy bars and DVDs at my school.
Yeah.
I bought them from like the clearance bin for $1 and sold them for $5.
It's just the simple things, right?
It's just dumb, simple things. And you're like, cool, I made $50 today.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And that turned into like drop shipping stuff, e-com.
Wow.
Custom embroidered stuff, affiliate marketing, websites, funnels, storytelling, communicating. That opened up doors into like reading or listening to more books on proper communication and psychographics to people and characteristic traits and behavioral traits. And I ultimately got into the level of marketing in right now, which, converting people in funnels and understanding how people, move through the conversion process to purchase a product or a service.
Wow. All led you to funnels. And you're the funnels. I mean, you are the funnels. You're licensed. No, I'm not gonna say it, but never mind. I don't want people to know, but you're the funnels guy.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And for you, like, who's like your favorite kind of person to work with when it comes to building out a sales funnel and a whole strategy on funnels? Like, who's somebody that you like? Who's your ideal person that you like to work with?
Well, I think a key thing of what I do that's different is like the true storytelling and connecting with their audience in a different manner. So it's usually people who say, man, I have such a great story. I have a lot to say. My reputation's here. Maybe they're an immigrant family that came over. They came from nothing, grew to something. Maybe it's a family in business for 200 years. Maybe they donate to a nonprofit. And my question is, how no one knows about this.
Yeah.
You need to tell the story. What brings joy to me is being able to take all that information, knowing their business as well as they know their business, and then ultimately converting that into proper storytelling, funnel copy, the graphics, the layout, the call to actions, the lead magnets.
I mean, I can attest to that firsthand because my page is pretty awesome.
Oh, well, there we go. It'll be better and better and better.
It's pretty sweet. It's pretty awesome.
I love clients where they're like, I just don't know that next step. and I take everything that's in their mind of what they love about their business, because
Yeah.
everyone's favorite topic is themselves, and they could.
Yeah,
No
everybody-
client wants to hear rambling
Right.
about it, but if you key target it and they see that value, like, wow, you're able to do that.
Right, and that's something that was so great in working with you was you gave me like the onboard questionnaire, and it was very detailed. Like I've never seen one that detailed from anybody else in the marketing industry.
Okay.
And I can understand. I get how when I looked at my website for the first time, I was like, this is freaking awesome, because you took the time to get to know me really well. You weren't just like, hey, I'm going to build you a cookie cutter copy paste website.
Yep.
A cookie cutter copy paste funnel.
Yep.
Like it's going to be geared towards you and to who you're talking to and the problem and how you help them.
It's
And I
critical.
saw it firsthand. It's extremely important, because what I want is when people go to my website is for them to see themselves in a very visceral way. Like that. Like I get you. I get your struggle so much.
It resonates. It resonates. The personalization's there.
Yeah.
All the above. Yeah.
It's awesome. It's
the
great.
goal.
Yeah. It's
Thank you.
pretty great. Good stuff. Yeah.
Convert more. That's the idea.
Yeah.
They feel like they know you before they even know you.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like a I don't know, like a fortune teller or something.
We'll call it that.
Do you have all these problems? It's like, oh my gosh, I do. Like I do. Yeah. How do you
This
know?
is me. Yeah, exactly. They go through an emotional journey, which ultimately gets them to be like, I do need this. And if I don't do it, I'm never going to be able to scale, grow, be able to accomplish what I need to accomplish.
Get my word out, build my personal brand, whatever it is.
Correct.
Yeah.
Goes on and on and on. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Awesome. I don't know where else to take this thing. So.
Well, I mean, I think we talked about earlier too, the value of, now we're in a day and age where, sure, good copy isn't enough. Adding video content and adding personalized video content as best you can in all of these funnels that are created have shown tremendous growth in the conversion process for people. So what brings, and I see this in why we're here talking today too, where there could be just images. If there's a video saying, hey, thank you so much for coming and seeing, I really enjoyed meeting you at this event. Like, well, that funnel, like, how do you know I was at that event? Well, that's a specific funnel where they scanned a QR code where they were at that event.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed our time talking. We'd like to continue talking and share this. We probably spoke about giving you this free thing. Here's this free thing right here, a checklist, a white paper, whatever. It feels like, but it's pre-recorded, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And it goes out and it feels like it's to them. The value of Loom videos too. Again, those are one-to-one, but in a world where LinkedIn DM outreach has like overflooded and it's
so
ridiculous. It's
fake and
absurd. It's very
dumb
fake.
and
Hey, I saw your
templatized
profile and it's intrigued me. No, you
Written
didn't.
by AI.
All AI.
Yeah.
And if there's a video that comes through, it says, even if the first line is, hey, this message is auto-generated. I want to put the BS aside and let you know. However, I made a little video here because I'd like to speak to you about ABC. If you have interest, fine. If not, completely understood. I won't bug you anymore with automated crap. Hope you respect that, Joe.
Right.
Whoa, you differentiated yourself in the market.
Yep.
Still using automation, but you have to use sometimes, AI great, automated great. But the downfalls of that, you have to use that to your advantage in the same method, take a different pathway.
Exactly. No, I got years ago, this guy on LinkedIn hit me up and was like, hey, I noticed your website and, I feel like it could be better, Do you mind if I send you a quick video just explaining what I do? And I was like, sure, whatever. This guy, and it was very impressive. I didn't work with him, but like he did a screen recording of my website and like scrolled through the whole homepage and was telling me like, you should do this way. You should move here, this. I was like, that's pretty awesome. Like, I don't need that service right now, but it's cool that this guy took literally 2 minutes out of his time to make a video. Hey, Alex, great hitting you up on LinkedIn. I saw your website, for blah, blah, blah. And here's some things that I found. And he went through like 10 different things that he saw that he could fix for me.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just thought it was really neat. And and that kind of really, turned me on to that service of when reaching out to people with video and personalizing it. And if you can automate it even more, of how effective that is.
What extremely effective. The personalization with a genuine, authentic touch. It's been more gold now than ever.
Yeah. Yeah, because, especially in 2024, like everything's fake right now.
Yeah, it is.
It's all fake. So this authenticity is so important. And there's no way the best way to convey authenticity in today's day and age is with video.
Absolutely. Which is the power of, your expertise and knowledge of not only just filming, but the scripting, the lighting, the feel, the emotion behind what this person is saying, giving them some character, some boost behind a video as opposed to reading it.
That's where the drama major and the acting background really comes into play. Because I've really narrowed down when it comes to talking on social media and being active on social media and creating video content for social media, like it's only two metrics. It's like, what are you talking about and who are you talking to? Like that's all you really need to worry about. And it's actually who you're talking to and what do you say to them.
Right.
Because if you don't know what to say, it's because it's not clear who you're talking to. Like that's all the time. Every time, like, and without fail, anybody who's ever like, I just struggle because I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what to say on video and da-da-da. It's like, well, who are you talking to? Well, I'm talking to everybody on Facebook that I'm friends with. That's 2,000 people. Talk to one. Like, pick one. You know, pick your last client that you just sold a house to.
Yep.
Great. Okay. Tell her about landscaping tips. Go. And then, like, the clarity is just there. It comes out so naturally. They're themselves. It's organic. It's real.
And people resonate with it.
And people,
they feel
you can tell.
You
can just tell. Exactly.
Yeah,
it's not like, hey, everybody, da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Like, I want you to feel like you're the only one watching this video. And that content is what creates more engagement and more likability and more, you know, the opportunity to opt in for whatever it is you're asking for. When you create that authenticity and that level of personalization.
Couldn't say better.
Yeah, and so there's ways you do that automated, and there's also ways you do it, you know, being the on-camera talent, right?
Absolutely.
And when you mix those two things, I bet, you know, your percent exactly that percentage is higher than anybody else's.
Absolutely. People will come to you. They naturally resonate with you. They may not even know exactly. I don't need to hear any more features and benefits. I'm on board. Let's go. Yeah. I'm in. I just like you. Yeah. Yep. Which is that's brand building.
Yep. That's what it's all about. Just getting people to know who you are, and through a medium like video, you know, it's the easiest way to do it. Not the most effective, not the easiest, the most effective way.
Agreed.
For sure.
Agreed.
Yeah. We're gonna stop there.
Cool, man.
Sounds good. I'm good with that.
Awesome. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Dude, thank you. This has been great.